So it's the Sunday after Christmas, 2015. When I parked the car, it said it was 70 degrees. That's hot to me. Everyone else said, oh, that's great. There are thunderstorms that are supposed to be coming in here around lunchtime. But it's a muddy trail, which I enjoy. It's kind of fun, sloppy. But it's a very well traveled trail, so it's not like I have to ford rivers or anything like that. It's just muddy, slippery, but it's a fun way to just get outside. So anyway, I wanted to say a few things. I've had quite a few people ask me about YouTube, kind of like YouTube settings. I thought when I subscribed to you, I would get notified. Well, I figured it out because there were quite a few people who asked and I didn't know the answer at the time, so I figured it out. So here's the trick. On the subscribe button, this red button, obviously I ask that you subscribe, but anyway, if you want these emails, you've probably already subscribed. So you've clicked that button that says subscribe. Of course, you're logged in while doing this, so keep that in mind. And then on the right of the subscribe button, there's a little square. It's a circle star. I don't know what you call it. A circle star. If you click that button, then a little window will pop up in your computer, on your computer, and that little window will have a checkbox for you to click to receive updates from me when I post things on this channel. So that will allow those of you that don't just sit on YouTube all day like I have, to just get notified, so then you can go check out YouTube when stuff has been uploaded that you want to see. So you can obviously do that with anybody that you subscribe to. Anyway, it's a pretty morning. Like I said, it's hot. It's quite warm, actually. I thought last night as I was putting ice in my Camelback, putting it in the freezer, mostly just so I could be quiet in the morning, but man, what am I doing this for? I don't need ice. It's December. Usually just put water, fill it up with water, and off you go, but I'm glad I did. I've already had a few sips of water, and it's nice and cold, kind of like summertime when cold water is nice. But anyway, this afternoon should be some good storms. I'm gonna get to hiking and splashing in mud puddles. So I'll see you in a bit. It's starting to rain a few hours earlier than predicted, but that's okay. I brought a waterproof box for the camera and my phone, and I have my rain jacket, but it's that temperature, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, that I probably am just not going to wear it. I think it'll be nicer just to get rained on. Just starting to rain, so I'm going to put the camera up. Get back to hiking, but it actually is the type of rain that feels really good because it is warm. See you later. So every year I listen to an audiobook about a week or two before Christmas called A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson, and he has a way of explaining things that I just don't. the way, the words he uses, the things he does, the way he explains a trail and that kind of thing. Because, so as I'm hiking today, it was pouring down rain. I stopped the camera right before it started, and it was pouring down, lightning, thunder. It was pretty awesome. But the way that he uses words, I kept stumbling like I am now over my words, because I'm like, how do I describe this? How can someone understand what this is? What this was this morning? I mean, here it's raining again. Just like the pitter patter of the rain on my rain jacket. I did put my rain jacket on, by the way, because there was a few breezes that were a little chilly. But like, how do you describe the pitter patter on your rain jacket and the wind, the rain hitting all the trees? You know, all the trees are so green, but not from new leaves, but just from the mold and the fungus that's growing all over them, because it's been so warm and so wet this year, and the leaves are soaking wet, just sloppy mess, muddy. But like the smells, the noises, the sights, all those things, he does such a good job explaining and describing. I mean, obviously he's an author, so that's one of his skill sets, but just his ability to describe a trail on a rainy day is something that is really difficult for me. But it was such a great time. Just the rumble of the thunder through the hills is just something that's always been cool to me. But anyway, so I'm back in my car, obviously. Hiked for 3 hours or so, and I'm wet, but this is I guess the benefit of hiking for a few hours and going home, is that I brought a towel, I got dry clothes and that kind of thing. So anyway, thanks for watching. This morning was a beautiful day. It's still really, really warm. There was 1 or 2 cold breezes that made me put on my raincoat, and then honestly, after a mile or 2, I regretted it, but I didn't really have anything else to do with the rain jacket. I wasn't going to put it back in my pack since it was wet. So anyway, I just kept it on in my arms. When I took it off, my arms were as wet as they would have been had I just stood in the rain. But anyway, it's a beautiful day. I'm going to finish up the coffee that I left in here and begin my journey home. I know this portion of the video is a little foggy and hard to see, but the camera didn't get wet, but it's just so moist in the air and so humid that the lens is fogging up. So sorry about that. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. I'm driving home. So anyway, one of the other things I wanted to say was just how when you hike in the woods in the rain, it's just so cool how there are streams just out of nowhere, where there's not normally a stream, it just turns into a stream, and just the noise of water is just, to me, it's relaxing. I know some people it's not, but to me it's really relaxing, peaceful, even though I know I'm getting soaking wet, but there's this peace about it that's really kind of nice. But man, the other thing that was just so cool about the trail, and maybe I said this, but like the molds and the spores and the fungus and the fungi, whatever, there's all sorts of different things. But there were so many varieties, more than I've ever either seen or just noticed before, but there were so many, and it was really kind of cool. So I found myself, as I was hiking along, just stopping and like staring at the ground time and time again, because I was looking at these different fungus things that were growing on all sorts of rotted wood and just different things, and it was cool. There was one that in particular, I wish that it wasn't raining at that moment so I could get out a camera to take a picture of it, but it was like a bright red, like the brightness that's hard to describe, and it was just one by itself off the side of the trail. It's almost like a glowing red. So pretty, so cool. But there were so many of them this morning. Like I said, more than I have noticed, but it's been unseasonably warm now for pretty much all October, November, December, and it's the end of December, so, and it's 66 degrees now. It was 70 when I got to where I park, but anyway, it was cool. I wanted to mention that. Just the sounds of the water, just awesome, peaceful, and then the molds and the spores and the fungi, all those things. So anyway, thanks again for tuning in. It's kind of sad to just get back in my car and head home. Like, that was a good 3 hours, but now back to the real world, I guess. Do laundry and clean the house, and put away stuff, and all that good stuff. But hopefully there's some lay down and nap involved in there somewhere. But anyway, thanks again for checking it out. See you later.